good.
All right, recording. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, welcome to Chapter 4 of our TOR 2E campaign, Paths of Oromë. With us tonight, we have the usual suspects, Finor, played by Wand, Halmar Halfhand, or Halmar Riverrun, played by Tet, and of course, our favorite role-obsessed elf, Arundel, played by Doc. But without further ado, to get things started with a cutscene, as I am wont to do. Let's see here. You should see a picture there.
Is there music? Because I can't hear it.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Yeah, keep going.
From... Yeah, I can't either.
As night fell over the sea of Himring, Galos the Bold stood on the deck of his ship. It was a sturdy craft, more than capable of navigating the typically small waves of the Bay of Belfalas, but this is another story. His dark hair whipped about his cruel and stern face as northward the crowned island of Himring stood starkly against a lightning-lit sky. Just hours ago, the weather had been calm, but now, as if some force out of the west was trying to thrust back his men, great winds arose. "My lord," the first mate said, "our navigator is concerned. He suggests we turn back. He fears some devilry is at work, and our journey has been plagued by ill omens since we set sail." "Foul weather is of no concern to me," Galos said as he descended below decks again. His stomach turned as waves began to toss the vessel to and fro. "And we are the devilry that parts these waters." The first mate followed him below deck like a loyal dog. "Nor are diseased birds, tainted water, or anything else," Galos continued. He stared at the cur with bloodshot eyes that held madness within them. "Need I remind you of my own sorcery? Such evil follows me wherever I go. This is not new. Proceed. We shall make landfall or perish in the attempt." The first mate, his name was Zelbaz, looked at his feet as he stumbled back to the steps, up to the deck above. The waves were bigger now, their crests looking like the tops of snow-covered mountains. "Lord Galos commands we proceed," he shouted. His voice was loud, but it was carried away by the wind that now howled and thrashed at the vessel's sails. "Landfall! Landfall! We make landfall by morning!" And as that fades, what we do is we move to the east, and we make landfall in Forlindon, at which time we see three figures setting off just north of London. It's 8 in the morning on the 22nd of April in the year 2965 of the Third Age of Middle-earth. You've just spent some time in Forlindon, and perhaps your spirit has been buoyed and your heart has been lifted, but it's also quite likely that darkness has settled upon the company as you're leaving the stronghold of the Hells and again heading into the wilderness. And I'll let you guys take it away, and then we'll start our journey again.
Quick question, Bo. We were in Linden. We stayed there a couple of nights. Should our hope be back up, or is that still down?
That is where it should be.
Okay, just making sure.
And Ted, if you ever not hear music, then there's something wrong.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I switched browsers and it's working.
Sweet.
So our hope is 12 of 12, yes? Well, mine is.
Okay. So, as they're heading out the gates, heading north along the trail, Arendelle will look back at the city they're leaving, the Elvish settlement. His heart grows just a little heavy as once again he's, leaving his people, his kin behind to set off for something unknown, possibly even dangerous. And in the same measure of heavy heart, he also has a little bit of elation and excitement, lightness in his step as he's on this path going forward, this trail going forward, knowing that he has adventure ahead of him, exactly what he's been desiring, and his deepest passions have been wanting to get out and get away from the cities and get away from just study and be on the trails on an adventure, not just reading about them. And as he's walking along with the other two, he reaches into his pouch. He took a little handful of grain from the stalls before he left, and he runs his hand along his horse, Pheloth, and he holds his hand out up to its snout and lets him eat the grain out of his hand as he leads him, not quite riding him yet, but walking alongside and leading him with the reins and letting him eat out of his hands as he walks alongside of him.
You can feel that wetness against the palm. You hear that, it's so common with horses. And then he kind of takes his nuzzle and rubs it along the right side of your face and along your hair, and then kind of the horse comes up alongside of you.
When he comes up alongside, Arendelle runs his hand along the mane. Pheloth, I think we were fated to be together. Your name, it reminds me of the waves at home. You will be good for my heart as I travel far away. Thank you, friend, for being by my side.
And the horse kind of nuzzles you again and kind of falls back with the other two horses.
Arendelle will look over to Femur. It looks like you got a strong horse there, Femur.
Aye, but I did. I cannot say I'm an expert on horses, but this one does look remarkably fine. I say his name is, and he pauses for a second to kind of acclimate himself with the elven name, says Talferiel? Little sure-footed one, they say. I hope he earns his name.
Well,
he seems a fine beast.
Maybe they needed to give you the sturdier one with the name Sure-Footed, knowing that one such as you was going to be on its back.
Oh, I'm not much of a rider. I tend to use them as a pack pony. These legs are good enough for me. They may be short, but they'll keep going for many a mile. And he looks across at Halmar. How's Halmar looking?
Fairly morose as usual. He is actually, besides the rest, he is eager to leave Forlond, mainly because he's just uncomfortable around that many elves, probably, and being directly surrounded by them. The Grey Havens, he's more stays to the periphery, and he does visit, but very short-lived, a day at the most at a time. And so being here for several days has made him feel uncomfortable. He is happy and very grateful for the horse that was given to him, and he is similar to Fëanor, that he uses it more as a pack beast instead of a mount, as he is not very skilled atop a horse and hasn't really ever done much of that riding and whatnot. So he pulls it by the reins as he's walking next to the dwarf and the elf. But he doesn't say anything at this point.
How aware is he of Arendelle and Fëanor's conversation? Is he sort of lost in his own thoughts, or is
he probably hears it. He just is just walking forward. He doesn't have much to add to the conversation, but he doesn't look like he's just like staring off in the distance or anything.
Right. Okay. Fëanor sort of drops his voice a little bit so it's not obvious to Halmar, and says to Arendelle, a shadow hangs over my friend since last I saw him. The great tragedy that's befallen his family weighs heavy on him. I wish I could lighten his heart, but such things do not pass easily. Been avoiding the subject. I don't wish to make his pain worse, but I think there comes a time when you need to talk about such things. Wish me luck.
And Will nods in understanding. Yes, but I wish I knew more of those kinds of struggles. I have to admit, being young, well, for an elf anyways, all I've known is my studying, my family, my kin, festivals, and a town. I can't pretend to know what he goes through. And if you say he is darker than you last saw him, well, then I'll believe you. I hope that your friendship can bring him comfort.
I hope so. I think he'll need support from both of us. And even then, who knows what measure of peace he may or may not be able to attain. Some do eventually gain some measure of peace, others I've seen crushed by the weight of such grief. Still, though there is no good time to talk about such things, this is not the worst. And looking like he's sort of walking off to his own execution, Fëanor sort of steps forward and tries to sort of force a cheery expression on his face and says, Halmar, I wanted to say how sorry I am about what happened to your family. You don't talk about it much, but it obviously weighs on you.
Halmar looks down at Fëanor, a bit surprised that he has brought this up. He just is kind of taken aback. Yes? What is this? Why are you bringing this up now? Ill tidings for a road. Dark past makes a dark future, does it not?
Well, we have many days on the road, and sometimes it's good to clear a weight off your soul before you travel the long miles. At least that's been the way. At least that's been what I've found. Sometimes if I start the journey with a heavy heart, well, the journey is longer and harder than it might otherwise be. Perhaps that is just me.
Well, I don't know what to say. My journeying days have been behind me or only put to me because I needed to move and leave. I am not as you, a seasoned traveler, due to my vocation. I only know that my heart is clear for what we must do. I would not bring peril to our quest, if that is what you worry about.
Merely concerned for a friend.
He shrugged slightly. There's
How
nothing
long
to
has
be
it been?
concerned about.
You are much changed, Halma. And while that is not surprising, I think sometimes it helps to talk.
Well, I can't say I know that to be true or not true, but I do not know what you wish of me, but if there is something you wish to ask it, and I will tell you.
Perhaps we can start with this. How long has it been?
I came to the area around the Grey Havens and the Loon about 5 years ago, I think.
How long has it been since the tragedy that befell your family?
Near the same. That is why I left that place. And you probably know where this place is. I don't know. I never really specifically said, but east of the Grey Haven some bit, but not quite like far enough to be, and like the Bree area or anything like that.
Right. And Finno looks at him and says, "The weight of such a tragedy hangs heavy on the heart. I'm sorry indeed that it has befallen one who deserved better, such as yourself." But,
Perhaps.
Have you not thought of your life ahead?
What life is there ahead? Why would there even... I wish to not be dour, but there is nothing ahead when such behind is full of tragedy.
I would beg to differ, my friend. It is hard to move on from such terrible, terrible things, but it is not impossible. I would just ask you to consider the possibility that perhaps one day some kind of future lies beyond. I'm sure they'd want it for you. Just, if it had been you, would you not want them to find some life one day?
It's different. It's very different. Worry not. I will be on this quest, and perhaps I will make use of myself for what we need to do and for the better of other people. That is all I can do now. But between you and I, friend, if at the end of this journey I found myself no longer breathing after a valiant end, it would need not be so bad.
Well, there is much to be said for making a valiant end, but do not seek it.
And as you're saying that, Edendawil's walking up behind, leading his horse. I don't know what you two are talking about, but I plan on making it home. And he walks past you with the horse.
And Finor chuckles and says, "Sometimes there is wisdom in the words of youth." And then he raises his voice so that Erendor can hear it, and he goes, but there is not always wisdom in the words of youth. And he kind of chuckles as if he's made a much funnier joke than he actually has, as a sort of forced attempt to kind of lighten the mood.
Yeah, Halmar just kind of gives a little shrug and says, I am the youngest of the two of you by far. That is probably why I am so unwise.
And Finor chuckles and says, although you do not have as many years to you as good Master Elf here, he is, by the standards of his people, very young. Is that not right, Master Orendwell?
And Arundel, as he's walking up ahead, turns around. Well, yes, that's exactly right. You might be younger than both of us, Master Halmar, but your wisdom in other areas far exceeds mine. Your experience with life far exceeds mine. Like I said, my experience lies in books and home. Yours out in the world. I'm going to rely on that experience of yours. I'm going to need that experience of yours, no matter your age. So, please, allow me the benefit of learning from you. Age is only a part of the equation. Your experience really is what matters, I think, especially on the road. Although I've never been on the road. I have read, though, that experience on the road makes a difference.
He looks to the dwarf and then the elf. Yes, knowing how to walk on the road and where you're going is quite helpful.
And Fedor chuckles and says, you know as well as I do what he means. He said, but see, look, we have a callow youth to guide. And he winks at Arundel.
Arundel.
Perhaps that is your path for now, Hammer. Seeing this one out of this alive, in one piece.
And Arundel says, well, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be taking a path through the woods, and I think your experience there far exceeds mine. I think it will come in very handy.
Who would have ever thought a man has more experience in the woods than an elf?
And Finor chuckles.
But I will help, and I will see you through as a babe in a crib. But luckily I haven't so old and not so much meat and cheese that I have gout-ridden feet. I am sturdy and hale, even though my beard is gray and my head is balding.
Marks of honor, my friend, says Finor. Says, a grey beard among my people is a sign that a man has amassed experience, wisdom.
Well, for men it just means you're old and near death, as quick as it comes to us.
But with all those years comes wisdom.
As you say.
And Finor shakes his head and says to Arundel, well, one thing has not changed about my friend Halmar here. He never could take a compliment. He smiles at it.
I would rather just put some miles between us and Forlond before the day is done.
Well,
Come.
Quite. But it'll be a sad and lonely road were we to walk in silence.
Well, that is your opinion.
It is that, my friend, he says firmly. He says, who knows a good song for the road? And then, without waiting for anyone else to say something, he just launches into a dwarven walking song.
Yeah,
Which,
Halmar quickens his pace. I'll scout ahead.
Give me a song roll there, Finor, and if you succeed, I'll give you a +1D on your travel roll.
He's not
Oh.
great. Right.
That's an octave too low.
Yep. But he's
Oh,
enthusiastic.
that's pretty good though.
Hey, success!
Oh, it's success.
Hey.
Your difficulties are low.
He's
Your
not
stats
skilled,
are high
but
enough.
it's a simple song, and he's enthusiastic. It's a song called "I Loved a Miner's Daughter," and he sings it with great enthusiasm. Yep. So he kind of launches into that one and chuckles as he sings the bits that are quite suggestive.
And as you set off, you eventually Forlond just fades behind you, lost behind the firs and the elms and the giant beech trees. And as you go further and further, you hear the rushing sound of the river on your right. And far, far to the east, you can see the blue-capped mountains of the Blue Mountains themselves. And we're going to start doing our travel rolls. All right, let me find Forlindon travel map. Here we go.
Very mixed on these last time, if I recall.
There we go. And give yourself a +1D and make yourself a travel roll then, or Finor.
Okay. Okay, travel and bonus die. Okay, roll. Hold on, why are there no extra dice? That's
Doesn't
weird.
matter.
What the heck happened there?
He rolled 2 feet dice somehow. Let's see.
Well, that's fine. That's because I'm favoured. But I should have had 4 extra dice. Oh, I know why. Sorry, I clicked in the wrong place. Penalty bonus dice. I accidentally clicked on -4 effectively. Can I do a bonus die and just count the d6s?
Yeah, just do that. And then we know that you had a Gandalf automatic success, so
Yeah.
we're just looking for any great successes. No, just regular success then.
Okay.
All right, so in the spring, the first event will happen 3 squares out. So I'm going to go ahead and
Is it 2 per forest though?
It is, and I was going to. It's 2 days per forest, but the hexes are they keep it simple. So for roleplay purposes, it does take 2 days. So we're going to go 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. So we're going to go 28th, and that's will be when our first travel event happens. And so we're going to go ahead and go over to items, and then journey items, and then Forlond to Himring.
Got it.
And I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start rolling these. Here we go. Right, Borderland. Lookout. Event, joyful sight. But remember, we get to go up one. Oh, that's the top. That's the
That's the
uppermost.
best one. Yeah.
That's the best one.
Ours is just extra joyful.
All right.
Look, how much your family, they're okay.
It was all a bad dream. See,
yeah.
I knew it was.
They got lost after the fire, and they lost in the woods all this time. They lost their memories. And then they just woke up in the shower.
Oh. This is a good one. Everybody gets 1 hope with the success here.
Nice.
Hey. I'm... Oh, no.
I needed that.
I'm already full.
Right, who's our lookout? That's you, I think. That's Aaron Duel.
Yes.
What do your elf eyes see?
That's awareness, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to use a hope.
Hope it. Hope it. Hoping to break even.
And I believe my features, I have keen eyesight. Can I use a bonus for that?
You make it favored, son. No. You don't make it favored. You actually get two bonus dice instead of one if you use hope. If you're inspired. So if you use your distinctive feature, you want to add basically 2d6 on top of it instead of 1d6 for your hope. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I hit the hope bonus die.
Yep. And then
then does that make me inspired?
well, there should be a little toggle that says inspired. Let me click on it.
I just clicked on it.
Hope.
I wasn't sure if I hit hope bonus die and then inspired or just the hope bonus die.
You have to hit both of them. Looks like.
Oh, okay.
It's actually.
And then
pretty nice.
with keen eyesight.
The keen eyesight is what gives you the two bonus dice instead of just one when you use hope.
Okay, I think I got it.
That is the right roll. And that is a great success. I'm not going to give you guys back to two hopes, but what I will do for you is instead of making you break even, you'll actually get a hope as well, Aaron Duel.
Yes.
So roleplay what it looks like as you kind of, as you've been down in this forest and the mountains are to your right, so it's pretty flat land thus far. But at one point, maybe it's an ancient ruin, like something from the Second Age, like a watchtower. You crest this giant hill, and you poke out. If you remember in The Hobbit, there's this hill that came up above Mirkwood. You guys remember that? Where they could kind of see for miles and miles around. So you come up on this crest, on this cliff, and you can see all the way to the sea. And you can see even perhaps little birds, or you can see the faintest shimmering of the ocean, and your hearts are filled with gladness. All right. Let's see here.
I just had a stupid thought. Shimmering of Himring. Yes.
Here we go. As you come back down from that joyful sight, you see, though, let me change the music here just a tiny bit. Why don't you give me another awareness check? There, Aaron Duel. Since you're the lookout. Adolf. As you come down from that hill, you kind of fall back along the river and you almost trip over it. Something kind of sticking out of the mud, and it looks to be like a slave collar or something. Very rudimentary. And as you kind of look along the shoreline, there's just like dozens of them. The chains are like broken and shattered.
Okay. And Will, as he almost trips over one, he reaches down and he sees, some metal sticking out of the mud, and he starts pulling on it, and he lifts it up in his hands and takes a a closer look at it. He's turning it over in his hands, looking around all the sides of it, trying to get an idea of what it is he just picked up and found.
Finor kind of coming up from behind says, "What have you found there, lad?" And when he sees it, his manner grows more somber. And says, "Put that down, lad. It's an evil thing."
And Elendil turns to you, still holding it. An evil thing? A piece of metal that looks to be connected to some chain. I'm not quite sure what makes that evil.
Well, it itself is not evil, but it's been put to evil use. It has been used to collar and shackle a man. And I do not think it's been done for someone who's a captive for reasons of crime. Not commonly used in such cases. The only place I've heard of this before is, well, when men were taken as slaves. It's a dark thing.
When he says that, Elendil, his hands kind of go to his side, still holding it, and he looks over the mud and the dirt and the sand of the riverbank, and he looks to see how many more there are along the bank, if he can see any.
You can give me an awareness, and then if Finor and Halmar want to give me a craft roll, you can probably get some more information on that collar.
After all.
You walk along the riverbank, Arundel, and the mud seeps into your shoes, but you find nothing else of import. And as you said, you've heard of such things, but what type of being would craft such a device? It's not like anything you've seen, but you can't place its locale either, and so you have no choice but to sternly kind of continue along your journey.
And he gives it one last curious look, and then he looks over at the other two and doesn't say anything, but then he just tosses it and watches it thud as it lands on the wet earth next to the riverbank. Well, let's hope these lie here because whoever was wearing them were set free.
I hope so. I hope so. Let that be the story we tell ourselves. It's as likely true as anything else.
I think that's a great story. I might have to write that down the next time we camp. About the slaves who were freed along the riverbanks.
Halmar takes... he's very pragmatist. He says, I must say, you may wish well and good that this is what this is, but where does it come from? He reaches down and looks at one and kind of turns it over. Is it rusted?
No, it's not.
This metal shows little sign of wear from the salt of the sea. That means that it has not been here long.
You spoke of a storm.
Yes.
Caused great destruction where you lived. Perhaps a ship carrying such dark cargo was also caught in that same storm.
It is possible. Still, we should be wary.
And also, we are far enough away from the shores of the ocean that nothing of this type should be washed up on this riverbank.
That makes it even more peculiar.
This river comes down from the same mountains my people live in, right? But but I have seen goblins up there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry, that was me making a mistake. Finn wouldn't have said the sea, but he said, so perhaps something was washed downriver from. And then he kind of pauses and he says, perhaps there are dark things moving in those mountains. That is ill news because there are kin of mine who make their home there.
As Renduil is guiding Pheloth through the trees and kind of winding him around these trees alongside the riverbank, he turns back to Fëanor. Well, I thought we decided that these were slaves that were freed. It was good news. Now you bring dark tidings upon this story.
Well, much as I wish that there's a happy ending to this, we need not be naive. It is possible that there are... Well, as you know, what brought me to the Havens in the first place was tales of goblins moving abroad. If this... I do not know. We can but hope.
Well,
He kind of stares off into the distance at the mountains, which, no doubt look quite... I don't know, what time of day is it? But what do the mountains look like? Are they lit or are they kind of shadowed?
It's noon, and so it's also rainy though. So everything is veiled in mist right now, kind of bringing down the mood.
Yeah, so I'll just say that they're a kind of grey shape on the horizon. And to him, they seem quite foreboding now. Much as he longs for the mountains, he's also a little concerned. But there's little that three of us can do, particularly when they're so far off. Our steps wend in the direction of whatever has befallen, so let us keep our eyes sharp, as yours seem to be, Master Arendwell, and do what we can. That's all that we can do.
Renduil pats his horse as he's walking through. Well, if it's even possible to feel bad for a goblin, or sorry for a goblin, I feel sorry if any come to meet us, that they would have to face two veterans, such as yourself and Master Halmar.
Aye, grey-bearded he may be, but I'll wager that Halmar can still end a few goblins. And he kind of raises an eyebrow at Halmar.
Nah, I hope so.
And you continue your journey through the mud, and as you go further and further north, almost a week has passed. Go ahead and give me another travel roll, Mr. Fëanor.
Okay. Should I use a hope on this, guys, or
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I've got 3 in favoured, but maybe I'll just use hope on that roll. I take it I'm not inspired, right?
Success, that's 3. So we're going to go 1, 2. 29th. Sunny day on the 29th. Rainy day on the 30th.
Hence the loss of hope.
First of May, it's still raining.
I've been doing a lot of running in the rain recently, so I can attest that the loss of hope is real.
2nd of May, it's raining and windy. We're going to go one more square, but I'm going to give you guys another clue. Journey clues. As you go up the river, continue to find flotsam and things just from that storm, but most of it's pretty normal things, deadfall trees and so forth. You don't find any more slave collars, but you see up ahead what looks to be fabric or clothing strewn amongst the trees, and you see tattered gowns, etc. And looking down, one of you can just decide who. You find a child's shoe that's caught among the river roots. There's no blood in the shoe, just no people around. I'm just going to take a random person. Random person. Finor. You'll find the shoe, Finor.
Yeah, and Finor looks at it and then kind of looks up at sort of Halmar's back as Halmar walks forward. He kind of looks down at the shoe, picks it up briefly, and kind of just shakes his head and then moves on. He decides it's not something he should burden Halmar with. Is anything that might remind him of his family so soon? Because he realizes that bringing up his family, it didn't work out well. He meant well, but he's not good at these things, and he realizes it went badly. So he doesn't want to risk something else that will burden Halmar further. But he thinks he'll bring it up when it becomes relevant. But he doesn't like to think what it will portend if the collar and the shoe are anything to do with one another.
We go 2 more days through the forests. 3rd of May, 4th of May, partial cloud cover. I'll let you guys role play in a camp. You said you wanted to camp? We'll give you a camp. Give me a little role play before you fall asleep, and then we'll take a little slumber, and I'm gonna give you guys a dream.
Yeah, so Finor goes about this in a pretty practiced way. He's camped out in the wilds more times than he could count, so he's got a kind of routine. But it's a little disruptive because he's more used to traveling alone, and he's having to walk around the others and their equipment, and it's making him slightly less smooth and practiced than he is normally. But the others, I'm sure, are helpful, so yeah, it all works out. But he's definitely happy to take the lead.
Yeah, Renduil is he spent the majority of the waning hours gathering twigs and sticks and different things, and making a little bit of a bedding area for it to roll his mat out on. I've read that you really have to build your sleeping area off the ground if you want to stay warm.
Oh, I have heard that said too, but no, I've never been quite comfortable sleeping off the ground. You can try and find something to put between you and the ground.
Well, I just worry being What happened? I just worry being, next to this river and the damp in the air. Trying to preserve as much of our body heat as possible is the most prudent thing to do right now. That's what I've read, anyhow.
Well read. I tend to just stay near the fire and go for lots of layers. And just shrugs.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have time to build a fancy camp. We're only going to be here a night. You're going to spend all day making a bed. Not practical, lad.
But Underwood looks down at his pile of sticks. Is this fancy?
I don't know how a pile of sticks is going to keep you much off the ground besides poking you in the back all night.
And, well, he looks to be taking that in and raises an eyebrow. So what you're saying is I should find some cover for it as well. Maybe some moss will do. And he turns around and he goes looking for some moss.
Aye, the best kind is striped moss. That's your absolute best. Black and white stripes. Very distinctive. Keep looking long enough and you'll find some. And he turns away from Mirendra and gives a broad wink towards Halmar.
He shakes his head. Oh, by the way, if you find some moss on the rocks, you won't have to get the moss off if you just get the rocks and sleep on those.
Well, I think you might be pulling my leg, Master Halmar. But striped moss, I will be on the lookout for that, definitely. I don't think I've read anything about that, but
Aye, very
distinctive. You have experience.
Yeah, very distinctive. Aye. And he kind of chuckles to himself. This is an old tradition on the road for his people. It's the equivalent of sending a new guy for tartan paint or something. It's it's what they do.
So Underwill is wandering around the campsite looking for striped moss.
And yeah, Finno lets him go for about half an hour, and he just roars with laughter and admits to the whole thing.
What did you say? He admits to the whole thing?
Yeah. He says, "This is a way of the road, lad. You're the young fresh blood in the group. It's part of becoming part of the group. You got to get a bit teased." He chuckles. Because your instinct was sound, but as Halmar says, we can't really build much to keep us off the ground. If you got any ideas, we'll hear them. But I tend to just put another blanket underneath. As many blankets as you can carry, you'll need them.
And Underwill, mouth slightly open and eyebrows raised, and a semi-surprised look. You were teasing me.
Aye. Do your people not do such things?
Well, yes, of course they do. It's just this feels different somehow. Not in a bad way, so don't take it as that. Being teased by a couple of war veterans while I'm out on the road, it makes me, I don't know, feel like maybe I'm a part of this group in some way that I haven't felt before. It brings some lightness to my heart.
And Finor gives them a genuine smile, because for him, he couldn't do anything to even slightly raise the shadow on Halmar's heart, but knowing he's done something for Arendwill, he sort of says, well, you see, Halmar, and he looks around and he goes, this is why it's good to have the optimism of youth around. Stops us old buggers from getting too miserable.
Yes, yes. Lad, I would say one thing, though. As much as we are veterans of the war, I wouldn't put much stake onto that. At least on my account. Just a boy then. Trying not to die. That's all.
That's all any does. You were as brave as any that day.
Pfft. Had no choice. It's either that or be run through by a goblin spear.
You say you had no choice, Master Halmar. You had no choice in how you felt. So, does that mean your dour attitude is a choice now?
I suppose.
Huh. So you could choose not to be then, if I understand you correctly.
Tough choice to take.
I understand. I'm just trying to understand anyhow.
There's not much I can teach you about grief. Only when you experience it would you know.
I think you're right there. I think
Cherish your lack of experience of that, man.
Well, I do at this time. I recognize how fortunate I am to not quite have that experience. But part of the reason why I'm out here is for experience, and I want to take it all in as I can.
Well, hopefully you do not experience that when it comes to this trip.
Well, I fully agree with you. I hope not as well.
You guys each make me a wisdom check as you fall asleep and kind of ruminate over finding these slave collars and the tattered clothing and the children's shoe, because you know what this must mean is going on up north.
Yeah.
No
did you say
shadow.
it should be?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
No shadow, no shadow.
Great success, baby.
Shadow point.
Well, that makes sense. I'm the one who found the shoe, and I didn't show the others. So.
Yeah, that makes sense thematically.
So as you all kind of, well, somebody's probably staying out as a lookout. But as you guys all kind of drift into a sleep, I'm going to tell you what happens here. Let's see here. Show players. As you drift into sleep or into a calm, meditative stillness, the veil of Middle-earth is lifted. You float through timeless emptiness, beyond the circles of the world. And as the stars wheel overhead, a deep peace settles into your soul. But then it shatters. Great horns and trumpets thunder in the distance. You start awake, or do you? Whether still dreaming or newly conscious, the camp around you is transformed. You stand in a lush green field not far from the sea. To the west, scattered across green waters like gulls, are hundreds of ships with tall, proud masts and banners snapping in the ocean wind. Below, upon the field, thousands of tents stretch in ordered rows, soldiers moving among them as if preparing for a long march. Above the two highest pavilions fly banners, one bearing a white tree beneath a seven-pointed star, and another, a white multi-rayed star upon a field of blue. But now they move. The army draws closer. The pride is gone. In its place, something ghostly. Crack. A twig snaps. A voice in the dark. Whites? Something less sinister. Halmar, please give me a hunting check.
Okay. Hunting. Okay. Can I use a hope?
Shit, you can. Of course.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Great success. So you hear a twig snap, and your hunter's awareness, whether you were on the lookout or somebody else, you hear this twig snap, and you wake up and you see three figures kind of creeping through the gloom towards you. What do you do?
Halmar quickly gets up to one knee with his axe and says, kind of under his breath, "Be wary, someone is here. They're trying to sneak up on us, I'd rather."
Hey, boys, they're awake! Get them! And at that point, you hear just boots clodding through the underbrush, and you hear the sound of weapons being drawn.
And Halmar immediately gets up and charges them to keep his friends, safe while they get up, get themselves ready, since he is already awake.
Combat!
We fight!
Will hears Halmar
Fight!
yell. Arenduil hears the yell and opens his eyes to see Halmar kind of rushing forward, reaches to the side of him where his bow is laying, and he rolls across his bow and grabs it and stands up.
And Finor, he won't have time to put his armor on, but he's going to grab his shield and his axe, and he's going to try and head out, kind of round this kind of this side of Arenduil, so that he's at least going to giving him some kind of putting something between the enemy and him. If they, but he doesn't want to get right in the way of his bow shot, so he's going to advance up that side while Halmar advances up the other.
Arendelle, the only one going to have a volley?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the only one. I don't know if anyone else has range.
Well, I mean, I could grab my spear and throw it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I have a bow, but it really feels like I'm pushing it to do all that. So let's say he doesn't have time to grab it.
Yeah, your axe can do the talking, I think. All right, Mr. Volley. We have Halmar and Arendelle pick out a target and shoot your shot, as they say.
Let's see.
To
I'll
pick
do
a
the one
target first, huh?
closest to me.
Yeah.
Not very good with this, but yeah.
In the dark, it flies over his head. Who did you shoot at?
Brother Jim or something like that.
Brother O Jim?
Brother of Jim.
Oi!
yeah.
Hey, brother! They got bows he missed! Arundel.
Yeah, when I rolled over and grabbed my bow, of course I wasn't wearing my quiver, so it was lying on the ground next to me. I just slide my hand over to the quiver and pull an arrow out from the quiver, slide it in, and fire.
You gonna kill the brother? You gonna kill him? Oh no, he died. Tells me how you kill him.
Wheezy Jim.
Yeah, using the the little light that we have from the campfire, and maybe whatever moonlight might be squeezing in through the trees. He uses his elvish sight to lock right on to Wheezy Jim there as he's coming through the brush. He lets the arrow go, and it hits him straight in the chest. And as it hits him in the chest, Wheezy Jim wheezes just a little, and he falls backwards as the arrow lodges in.
Or Wheezy.
And now we're starting close combat. Round 1. Choose your stances and let me know what you want to do narratively.
Let's see, how do we choose our stances again? It's been a minute. Defensive, open, forward. Let's do forward. Do I not have my armor on? I could see how I wouldn't. It's up to you.
Well, that's up to you. You might sleep in it. I don't know. You're kind of traveling and stuff.
Well,
What do you
he was
have?
kind of
Well, I
he was
did
kind
see
of-
him, so maybe I was awake. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you were on watch,
Yeah.
in which case it would make sense.
Yeah, I would attack, since I'm forward. He hops over this kind of log to go at Brother O Jim.
Yeah, and as he's doing that, Anandawil steps behind this campfire and takes a rearward position.
Just before you guys attack, you guys hear sounds behind you up on the cliff above where that waterfall was. Hey! They got one of the twins! They got one of the twins! Let them have it! We're gonna take all they have! Not too cruel, boys, not too cruel. Painlessly now! You're gonna hear these gruff voices under the underbrush. And you hear the sound of bow strings being drawn, but I'm gonna let you guys go ahead in this round of combat first before these guys enter.
Yeah, Halmar's gonna attack this guy. I'm forward, so I guess I go first, yeah. Here we go. Let's see. So do I get my... Hold on one second. Do I get... let's see. Oh, what is the... What is it? No. Hold on. What is my, Don't I have a, What does Woodgoer do? Why isn't it in my notes? Oh, it's because I have to expand this, or what?
Woodgoer.
Can't find it. Oh, here it is. Add +2 to your parry rating when fighting in a forest. Are we in a forest?
We are.
Okay, so when I need it, I will do that. Okay. First, I'm going to hit this guy.
Yeah, you hit him.
So heavy blow.
Did you not roll the?
I was gonna say it should.
You didn't
should
roll.
all-
You didn't roll. Yeah. Did you roll your weapon or
Yeah.
target him?
Uh-huh. Yeah, look.
Weird.
Test great axe.
Can't
And
do it
that,
again.
oh wait,
and
wait,
see-
wait, because I have a special message I have to do there, because I
Yeah,
had to do I had
okay.
to do I had to pick heavy blow, right?
13 damage. Oh, that fucks him up. Okay. Oh, sorry, Tolkien. Shouldn't have said that. Break the immersion. Tell me what you do, this gentleman.
Yeah, he comes up. They kind of meet over this log that they had been sitting on, which Halmar cut down earlier. And the guy kind of pops over the log and probably wished he hadn't, because Halmar just swings with an uppercut and just hits a guy straight in the chest, going straight through whatever armor he has, and just like dislodges the axe with a quick pullback of the haft, and the guy just crumples to the ground, gasping for air for a few seconds as his sternum is cut in half, pretty much.
Finor, you're up.
Okay, yeah. Finor's kind of charging in, and then only realizes afterwards that he can hear more voices coming up. So he decides his best bet is to at least try and finish this guy, so they're not fighting on two fronts. And he goes to attack with his axe. Oh, I need to target this guy. Wrong half the axe. Okay. Remind me how I do damage?
Yep, I apply it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not enough to kill him. What does it look like?
Yeah, so Finor comes striding forward, in almost a jog, but he's kind of shaking off sleep as he goes. And as he gets to him, he's about to strike a blow that kind of leaves him a little bit open. And he hears those voices just as he's about to strike, and it just kind of puts him off for just a second, and his blow doesn't fall quite as heavily and instantly fatally as he'd hoped. And he curses, and he says, I'll finish this guy, this fella off, Halmar. You try and take the others.
Arenduil's turn.
Yeah, and will fire at the guy who's fighting with Finor right now. He'll see Finor swing his axe at him, and while it hits him, the man is still standing and fighting with Finor. So seeing that, he will let an arrow fly at him.
Three? That might be enough. Let me look. Apply damages. That's enough to kill him. Exactly. Tell me what it looks like.
Yeah, so Finor saw Arendil saw where Finor struck him with the axe, and seeing that he was already wounded there and his armor was weakened, Finor took a shot using the campfire light to help guide him, and placed the arrow right in his weakened armor and in the wound that Finor had already made to finish him off.
And then you hear, "Loose it, boys!" And Tough Tom doesn't have his bow, but the others just let loose shots at you guys. First one is Finor. Let's see, combat. Bow. Roll. Read. Ooh. I'll apply 3 damage. And now you need to make a protection
Do all bows
test.
just do 3 damage?
I think they probably do. the regular bow. There's like long bows and great bows and other stuff too, though.
Okay. Just
Now
bear
you
in
can-
mind that I've not got my. I shouldn't have my armor on, but I don't think I've changed anything mechanically on my sheet. So that might make a difference. 22.
I'd roll it with your armor on. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, I'm unequipping it from now on, but yeah. Cool. Okay. So let's roll that now.
Wounded.
Yep. Okay.
What does it look like as the arrow slams into your left shoulder?
Yeah, so Finor kind of turns to thank Rendwell, and in doing so, he kind of presents his back to these guys, and he just gets an arrow smacks into the back of his left shoulder, and he yelps in pain.
Another arrow slices through the night, over the rushing river, through the bush, but fortunately goes right over Halmar's head. Ah! Come on! Kill him! Kill him! Quickly now, boys! And, it is going to be Halmar's turn again.
So can I get over to this guy right here?
You can, but they're 5 yards up. I'm gonna let you get to him,
Oh, I
but
see.
you gotta make an athletics with a negative 1d penalty. Crawl up there.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll run up there. No, he grabs with his stumpy hand and tries to pull himself up. Guys care if I use a hope?
Go for it.
That would make it a flat roll.
Okay. So hope, and then penalty dice, right? Together.
No, the hope makes it a flat roll. He said.
Yeah. I'm just setting
well-
them all so they just. It
Oh,
just rolls.
oh.
Yeah.
That way it deducts it automatically and stuff.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good to me. Looks 1. Still great success. You climb up there. You can do it all in one turn with a great success. What do you do?
Yeah, he just powers himself up. He's a big guy. Just scrambles up with the axe and then he just chops at the dude. So I guess I'll attack. Target. Go down here. No, that's not equipped anymore.
Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I think he might use one of his things here. Let me figure out what this does.
I love using this little combat bar down here at the bottom.
He wants
I
to
keep
use.
forgetting to use that.
Oh, it's so much better than like opening and closing the sheet.
He's going to use snake-like speed. What's that is? When targeted by an attack, spend 1 resolve to make the attack roll ill-favored. So he's going to spend one of his resolves, so your attack roll will be ill-favored.
So what do I have to do? Did I just add just a penalty dice?
No, it's just when you go to make your attack.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to make your attack. See what it says? Ill-favored.
Should I click roll first or?
No,
I
so
don't
it's like
see. I
before-
don't see
like,
anything that says ill favored.
it says feat dice. It says favored, ill-favored. Then underneath it says feat dice.
Oh yeah, yes, I do see it.
Like that, and then do worst.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
He's fast. That looks good, though.
So I'm gonna do. Oh, I get to do heavy blow twice. Looks like. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter.
He's a little stronger, but. Oh, dude. That's it. That's it for them.
Yeah, he gets up there and he kind of has the axe halfway up the haft, and he just almost just punches the guy with it. It's like a real short chopping motion, hits the guy square on top of the head, and just cleaves his skull, and the body just falls back into the river.
It's going to be Finner's turn, but he starts. The other two that are remaining start to kind of fall back. They're kind of extremely scared, and this guy, Tough Tom, I surrender. Please, offer me and mine kin quarter, masters. An elf and a dwarf and a man surely traveled in the company of wisdom, and it is wisdom that we offer, or at least clues as to the wickedness that plagues these land. Please, I beseech thee, offer quarter. Finor, what do you do? I wanted to make the chat. Let me see if I can make the chat bubble. I'm gonna see if this works.
Finor.
Oh yes, like an RPG.
Finor's knows that we've got really limited ability because we can't really take them prisoner. But he says, "If you would wish us to show quarter, throw down your arms."
And Leonard the eel kind of has his bow drawn again, and Tough Tom says, "How do I know? How can I know I can trust you? You slaughtered us so easily and without remorse."
We could kill you now.
And he kind of looks at how quickly you ran up that embankment, and he says, "Very well. Hey, my boy, Leonard, drop your bow." And Tough Tom drops his sword, and Leonard the eel drops his bow as well. And they say, "Give us quarter. We will not harm thee any further."
Yeah, Halmar would just go about securing them the best he could, like taking away their weapons, grabbing him by the scruff of the neck and forcing him down into the camp.
Like you walk over this log up here and grab them both and bring them down. And I'll stop the combat. Can all of you guys either make a craft or lore check?
Okay.
I'm guessing that lore check is going to be nice.
So Arundel, you notice two things. You notice that these thieves, bandits, whatever they are, they're not dressed as typical thieves, bandits. They have garb that is similar to what you've read about in your scrolls in Nevlond. They're kind of dressed as Easterlings with these a garb that you would see from the Far East. And what's more, on the belt of Tough Tom, there seems to be a quite ornate knife that's well above his station, hanging on his belt. Please now, we only tried to eke a living in these woods. We have not. Do not rob us.
As Halmar is bringing them down, across the bank right there and down the little hill towards the camp, Arenda will look over at Halmar and Finor. Don't know if you've noticed, but I noticed. Look, I know it seems obscure and maybe not important, but Look at the stitching on his clothes. Look at that weave right there. You see how the hatching goes in a diamond shape rather than a cross stitch like you would normally find in these lands here. I've been reading, and that's typically done in the east, the far east. These men don't seem to be of here, and that dagger on his belt. The intricate design, the ornateness of it. It is not something that a bandit in these woods would carry. What do you make of it?
Aye, and there are precious few. I presume there aren't many travellers around here for them to prey on, Bo.
Oh. And Tough Tom hears you say that. You know, I'm listening here. I'm from these parts just as you are.
And
I would advise you to hold your tongue. You have come upon us in the night and attempted to slay us in our sleep. You live by our sufferance. So
Leonard kind of speaks. We ain't going to slaughter nobody. You're the one that was awake. We were just going to make off with your coin and perhaps some food. Can't you see we're hungry? Can't anybody do a little bit of honest thievery about these parts?
Underwill will walk up to the older man and disarm him, taking the dagger off of his belt and hold it up and look at it. You say you're from these parts here, then how did you acquire a dagger of this design, this exquisite? These aren't local artisans who did this for you. Where did you find this?
Can you give me another lore check there with a negative 1d since it's a little tougher? Can't make out where exactly the knife is from, but it's not like anything you've seen before.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking him.
Yeah, he says, and they look at each other. He says, my tongue would be loosened with a spot of that crust of bread you have there on the fire.
Underwill will turn back around and look at the bread, and then turn back and look at the old man. I reach down and grab the bottom of his shirt and pull the bottom of his shirt up. And this hemming here, this isn't done by local artisans as well. The stitch is exquisite, something a bandit shouldn't be wearing. Where did you get these clothes, this dagger? Tell us now, and you may have some bread.
Kind of drops his voice, just like when Gollum said sneaking. He says, murder? We murdered our captors. That bully, that lout, that calls himself Galos the Bold. Him and his crew have taken over all of the north. They're in league with goblins, searching for something. Not far from here, slaughtered an entire fishing village, burned it to the ground. Now they guard all roads to the north. Trust me, me and my kin will repent of our ways. We only want to be left in peace. But I suggest the road north of here is blocked. A small company set forth only days ago in fishing boats. Only one vessel is left. But we killed our captors, and we escaped. But I promise you, we were only going to do a bit of thieving. But I can guide you the way. Tell me where you're going.
Drops the hem of his shirt and looks over to Finor.
I want to try and work out if I think they're lying.
Insight.
Okay. And does anyone mind if I use hope on this?
No, go for it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. We're using a lot of hope, but... Hey. Great success.
No, they're not lying, and they seem to be very frightened of this Gaelost.
Okay.
Basically, they've been, like, everybody's been displaced south, including the criminals.
Right. So, well, they seem sincere. Do not expect us to have a warm welcome for those who would have stolen from us. Because you know as well as I do that having your food and gear stolen in the wilderness can lead to your death. But I'm also prepared to admit that you are telling us the truth, and you've run on hard times. So I think we can spare a little food.
If he's given bread, he'll just scarf it down and hand some to his son. Leonard is actually his son, Leonard the eel. And they kind of plop themselves down on the floor, on the ground, and just inhale any food that you give them like they're absolutely starving. And they spill their guts about what's going on. They say that a large, large vessel came out of the south many months ago and has been sailing up and down the coast. It says that multiple companies have come ashore, enslaving, making alliances with the goblins. But these men from the east and the goblins, they seem to be of one ilk, can't work together, kill each other more often than not. That alliance didn't last long. They killed all the goblins and set off across the sea. Good riddance to them. Of course, they left that fishing village in ashes. Poor ladies there, poor children, poor old men slaughtered to the last man.
Name of this village?
What do you think I am? Some sort of learned elf that carries scrolls around everywhere he goes? He kind of looks over to your camp, and there's a bunch of scrolls sticking out of Arundul's stuff. I don't know the name of it, but it's about 3 or 4 days northwest of here along the coast. But like I said, all the ways are guarded by Galos's men. Turn back now. You know he's a sorcerer, don't you? He turned one of them fishwives in the village and her husband into a toad, or so the rumor goes.
Underwill raises his eyebrow and looks over to Hallmar.
Nonsense.
Do you think it's the village we were traveling to?
Don't know. He would say, describe where this village is. Is it near the coast?
It's on the coast. It's a fishing village, ain't it? I guess the elf and the dwarf are the bright ones around here.
There is a river that we're on. Tell me, where is this fishing village exactly? Do we have a map?
I don't know my letters.
Do we have a map?
Yeah, you would, because he pondered storied maps, remember?
Yeah.
You certainly would. He goes,
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know my letters, but show me a map and I can point it out.
Underwill will reach into his pack that he's right here next to where he was sleeping anyhow, and he pulls out the map that he recorded. He pulls out the map and shows it to the old man. Show us right here. Where is this fishing village that you're speaking of?
I think you guys still needed to go one more square. And he points up, it's right here. It's what one day's ride, 2 days ride, 3 days through the rough country, we'll say.
Underwill's shoulders drop some as he looks to Halmar and Finor. That is the village we were going to be getting our boat from. I don't know if our plans have been changed for us, but it's not looking good.
That it is not. Well, we should go and see what remains of the place. And, do so with some care.
What do we do with these two? Like or not, they'll be back if we try to rest.
And he Finno looks across at them and says, well, I vote that we give him a chance. Give him a chance to run. You stay away from us, and the next time it will be the death of you. If we find that we cannot safely leave you alive, then we will have no hesitation in leaving you dead. But life has dealt you a rough hand. We give you this one chance. Learn from this lesson. Do something else with your lives.
You mean you're going to set me and my son free? With all these fine clothes and this fancy knife? If I can make it somewhere safe, son, we can, we could go to Londair, start a new life. Yeah, pose.
Just a heads up, Arenda will never handed that knife back.
Oh, okay. And yeah, so his hand goes down to his belt, and he goes, oh, I'll be glad to have that knife back, sir.
Do you honestly think we're going to give weapons back to the people who just tried to kill us for bread? In the night, while we were sleeping.
He has a sword and shit, but he still says, you're going to send me into the wilderness without a blade?
You're lucky
Exactly.
we let you go into the wilderness with a head.
And Arendawil looks at Finor. I think we need to disarm them.
I would have disarmed him on the way down for sure.
Okay, Bo just said he was holding a sword.
Oh
so
yeah, I wouldn't have. I would have disarmed.
Okay,
I think I mentioned that, but yeah, I would have disarmed him absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Arendawil will reach into his belt and pull his blade out that he was carrying, just a normal blade, dagger. Here, you can use this for your trip. And hands him his dagger, and takes the dagger he took off the old man and replaces it on his belt. Then he reaches into his bag, grabs some dried meat and bread, hands it to both of them. I'm sure you'll want to get a start on your journey. And he motions in the direction going south along the river. Go that way, since that's the way you were going anyhow. And don't let us catch you again. I think you know well the three of us can easily fail you too, should we need to.
All right. We'll scamper away like a couple of rats. Hope you don't have to step over our bodies on the way home from wherever you're going. Come on, son. I suppose I should thank you for your mercy, though, and for the crust of bread. My boy, he's good with the bow. I suppose he can shoot a squirrel on the way south.
Do we need this conversation? Go!
And also, we disarmed them. He has no bow.
They're just going to die in the wilderness.
They've got a dagger and
That
some
is
food,
their
and they can
problem.
follow the river.
They leave, and they walk along the river to the south. And now you have a mysterious dagger in your inventory there, Arendul.
And just out of curiosity, Arendul looks over the bows that we took from them and from the dead men. He's just collecting the weapons that we took off of them and piles it up next to the campfire here. And he's just looking over them as he's piling them up.
Nothing out of the ordinary about those weapons.
No one had a longbow.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Halmar would, unless there's something we need, I would throw him in the river.
And Erenwil, wide awake now, heart pounding, he sits down on this log next to the fire. Master Halmar, come, sit by the fire, dry yourself. You must be exhausted. I saw the way you ran up that hill. It, it was a feat to behold. I have to admit, I did not take you to have such energy and athleticism as that. It's as if you leapt straight up.
Don't worry, lad. I may look so old, but these bones have something in them. I'm fine. We should probably collapse camp and get going. Unless you took a wound or...
And Edenda will pats himself down and looks to his left, looks to his right, at his arms. No. I'm perfectly okay. Unfortunately, I think Master Finwell was hit earlier.
Hmm? And he would look after him. I know he left, but yeah. But he would come over to the office and sit down as he's kind of putting stuff away. He said, "This is what happens when people don't have hope. Like those people don't become brigands because they're evil men. Not usually. Not because they want to hurt others. Because they have no hope. They have nothing of their own, and so what can they do? That is the truth of people, of men in these lands, and all lands."
I wonder if that has anything to do with the way in which you age as men. I know I commented on it before that watching a man age is like watching a fawn being born and then up and running immediately. Such grace and power so early in its life. What does that power do to a man's mind, being so young?
Most people don't think of it that way. They only know what's in front of them. If they don't got bread, they don't got anything to eat. Their stomach, it tells them what to do. It's survival, nothing more.
I think I understand. And Edenda will, in the light of the campfire, pulls the dagger out and he starts taking a closer look at it under the campfire light.
As you look at the dagger, it just glints in the light. There are designs along the handle, and at the guard on it, there is a kind of an engraved 7-pointed star on it.
Do we have any, I don't know. Well, I don't for sure, but does any of us know the significance of the 7-pointed star?
He failed his lore check on it.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, wow.
It's probably really stylized and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Master Finor,
Aye, lad.
is your wound okay? Does it need tending?
And he kind of looks down as if he'd kind of almost forgotten it. Because I had. He sort of says, "Oh yeah, that could do with a look." And it's like now the adrenaline's wearing off, the pain hits him. He's, "Yeah, actually, I think I'll sit down." And he comes to sit over on this log and sits down quite heavily.
Let me take a look at it then. And, I don't know what your healing is, Doc, but I don't even know if we need that, but...
Yours is better.
Okay. I don't know if I need to do anything, or is that... Because that's just... How does healing work?
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that in the field for
Yeah.
a wound.
Well, he's not technically wounded, right? He's just has endurance loss, I'm assuming.
Oh, he took a wound, right?
He took a wound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and he is not my fellowship focus. Not at this time.
Okay, so let me see here. So, I'm looking at healing here. Hang on a second. Agree on the treatment of serious injuries which must be tended. Oh, so unless it's you're not gonna recover normally until that gets treated. So you can try giving it a shot.
Okay.
Then it becomes a treated wound. So now you will start to at least recover from it.
Okay, well then I'll try. Healing. I'm gonna use hope. If that's
Do you have
okay.
any sort of items or anything that could help? Let me see here.
I don't think so. Fishing? No, I do not.
Okay. All right. No bonuses then.
Okay. I will use hope if that's okay. Hope. And yeah,
Hope, and he's your fellowship focus, right?
he is.
So you're using hope and with your fellowship focus. Doesn't that give it a bonus too?
Yep. You're inspired then. So
So okay. Inspired. Okay. Inspired is favored. Just like something. Okay, that is favored. Is inspired. Okay. That's not bad.
not bad at all. Almost looks like he's bandaging him up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to hate me for this. And he kind of like pulls it open, gets like he has like a little flask of some sort of liquor. And he pours it on there. And then he produces basically a needle and a thread. And
Finor sort of hisses and he goes, "Oh, that's a terrible use. Give me some of that, lad." And he kind of
Yeah.
swigs some down as the needle goes in and tries to distract himself.
Here you go. Here you go. Don't drink it all. Might need it. Might need it again. And
What's that you said, lad? Drink it all? Well, okay, if you say so. He doesn't actually, but he acts like he's gonna.
yeah, he's
And
just.
at Underwell's watching you, stitch that up. Is that the proper stitch to be using? I read somewhere that the proper stitch for field work is likely, and he just kind of goes off on a tangent on what he's read about stitching in the field.
Probably not. I never had much formal training. It'll be an ugly scar, but ugly scar for an ugly little fellow.
I don't know. I give him nothing but kindness, and what do I get in return? And he turns around and winks at Rendrell.
And Underwell's just taking it all in and smiling as that little scene plays out.
Yeah, he would bandage him up eventually. That's all I can do here.
That's not bad work, if I do say so myself. Oh, thank you, lad.
Try not to break it open. Tough where we are, but try to take it easy if possible.
Aye. Well, let's hope we don't run into trouble in that village. All the more reason to, take things carefully.
that wound's only present for 2 days, dude.
Wow. Nice.
Because it was a
Nice
treated
there.
wound.
No, I just rolled low on the feet die.
I think it's basically it can get better, right, once it's treated.
This is actually probably going to go away on your next travel day, so I'm just going to take it off your sheet thinner. So we'll just role play as like it was like a kind of a arrow wound that was relatively subcutaneous wound, no muscle involvement. It didn't penetrate the fascia, and and he's able to patch you up. In a couple days, it's kind of scabbed over when you start traveling again. You want to make me a travel roll to see if you have any more events before you reach the fishing village?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Oh, you make it there. I'm going to actually make it there in 3 days instead of 4. And so we're going to go 5th of May, 6th of May, 7th of May. Unfortunately, it's sunny. Oh, this means these cloaks don't help you. Oh, you're on a sea hex though.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a coastal hex, so I guess you could use them. So while I work on the next scene, just give me a quick role play while I get some stuff ready.
As they're cutting out of the woods right here and start heading towards the fishing village, the sun gets a little brighter, the rain is going away, and Underwill will take that cloak out of his bag, knowing that they're approaching the fishing village, and remembering what the old man and his son said about the village being raided. He'll put his cloak on and pull the hood up and walk just a little slower as they start heading towards the village, and using this tree line as a way to kind of hide their movements, following behind Halmar, who has more experience, especially in the wooded areas, and he tries to go as quietly and lightly as he can towards the village, getting a little nervous, and he's looking at the two others, looking for their demeanors as we approach this village that we know has recently been raided by someone.
Yeah, Halmar, he looks at you putting in the cloak and nods, not thinking of it himself originally, and does the same and says, "Whatever you see here, lad, steel yourself. If it's been raided and the population killed or taken, it may be tough to stomach."
Yes, I've been in conflict before, rarely with humans. A bandit a few times, more times in the last several weeks than I have in the last 10 years. Of course, I've flung arrows at goblins in the hills, but never have I seen a sight of carnage. That's what I am not looking forward to, if that be the case. I don't know what to think of that. I hope that's not the case. But from the sounds of it, I know I have to guard myself against that possibility. I don't know how you did it during the war. You and Finor. Your eyes have seen so much. I just hope that I can be as strong as you both.
Pfft. Don't worry about that, lad. There was no strength involved. Simple survival. Not unlike those others I spoke of. You just did what you had to do to live, and then deal with the aftermath.
Yes, well, if you don't mind, I will follow right behind you.
He nods.
3
Adendil
days
will,
pass. Oh, go ahead.
Adendil will, as they're getting closer, he'll look out at the ocean as they start being able to see portions of it further down, and he'll just kind of glance off in the distance, distracted by the ocean as it reminds him of home.
So you travel for 3 more days, kind of up and down a hill and dale, and slowly but surely there's a gentle kind of decline as you get closer and closer to the sea. It rains for the first 2 days, but then kind of lifting your hope a little bit, the sun comes out, and you see smoke rising on the horizon and go down into the dale. But as you heard, indeed, all the kind of paths into this area are being watched. And so, like Arundel said, you take much caution, and on the last day of the journey, kind of as you're about ready to head into the village, you kind of turn around the bend and then jump kind of into the trees as you hear voices voices overhead. And you hear a voice kind of say, he says, "They set out for the island a day ago. The old men in the village say an unnatural storm was riding in the west, but they don't call Galos the Bold for nothing. But me, I'm glad to have my 2 feet on land, you know. Boys, we can have our way with the folks at that village. We can make a nice home for ourselves here. Live as kings. Galos ain't coming back. He's sailing to his death. We all know about those wives' tales about the people here. They can read the weather just as good as they can read a list of goods for a merchant." And you hear all these men kind of laugh, and you can hear them kind of give each other a salute as they kind of clank their tankards of ale together. They seem to be watching the road, but maybe they're not doing the best job of it. And I'll let you guys role play what you want to do. Sneak around, fight them, do whatever you want to do to get to that village.
Yeah, Halmar looks to the others to try to get their opinion.
No, I'm no tactician. If we fight them, then, well, the noise may bring others. But if we leave them, then, well, we could have them at our backs if we run into more. What do your books say about this, Arundel?
Well, I have to admit, I would always defer to your experience, Master Dwarf. You and Halmar both being veterans of a war, having much more experience with battle and tactics than me, I wouldn't dare begin to tell you what kind of maneuvers or action should be taken in a situation like this. But that being said, I've read that, and he goes on to agree with you about them coming up behind us if you don't confront them now, as being one of the tactics he's read about. Not allowing someone to be able to reinforce anything you might come into contact with later.
Yeah.
Halmar says, "Look, the problem is, did you hear what they said? We're going to have to deal with them one way or another. They're going to torment these people. We don't even know if there are others. There might not be, not within hearing distance. And if there is, we're going to have to take care of them too anyway. I say bring them on."
No, fair.
while we're here and we have our cloaks, is there any way? Can we tell how far away the village is from this point right here?
It's not that far, probably like a mile.
A mile.
Not far at all, yeah. Maybe even less.
How
But this
long?
is one of the only ways down. You know, like in coastal terrain, a lot of times there's like big cliffs that lead down to the coast, and then there's like a
Yeah.
plain. This is like one of the only ways down through there.
Well, Finno will say, well, if we're going to do this, then I say we get as close to them as we can. Arrows first,
Jump them.
and then I'll square up to the big guy. You can finish off the little ones on the far side, and
No offense.
we'll take
I
him
think
together.
I'll be taking the big one.
Well, I just figure he's going to be a handful, and I'm the one with the heaviest armor. Probably take both of us to take him out. You know who it is? You're the hammer, I'm the anvil.
And Arendelle immediately starts looking around for any kind of elevated position.
Yeah, give me an awareness. It's pretty easy though, so give yourself a plus bonus die. Or battle.
No, not battle.
Actually, battle. I think battle's probably the right check, honestly.
Okay. Arendelle closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and opens his eyes as he slowly lets his breath out and starts looking around the area.
What did you do?
For an elevated position.
Oh, your magic success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see this rock from up here. You could probably crawl up there and have an elevated position. Nobody would probably be able to get to you. There.
Yeah, so looking across, I let them both know. I point through the dark. It's barely silhouetted. They probably have a difficult time seeing it, but it's barely silhouetted against the night sky. Right over there, there's a stone large enough for me to climb up on. I'm going to go that way, take an elevated position. You make a call, some kind of sound, the chirp of a bird, the howl of an animal, whatever it is. That will let me know to fire my first shot to surprise them before your attack.
Very well. I also plan to take a shot, so I guess you're on the animal noises then, Helmer.
Just, sure. Animal noises.
Look up here! Look up here!
And to pull off an ambush, all three of you need to make a stealth. But
Yeah,
if you can pull it off, you get a surprised round all the way through, and you get to go again because you get to go first anyway, right?
We get +2 success dice to stealth, so. Or cloaks.
Your elven cloaks.
Oh, that's right. 2 bonus die?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I guess I'll do that.
And I could do with that. Okay, so 2 bonus dice.
Oh, that's probably this. Sorry.
Arundel climbs up to the rock stealthily.
Oh,
No. Can't believe. I could.
The fat wounded
breathe-
dwarf.
You breathe
Yep.
so loudly I could hear you in the dark.
Right.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's getting a little closer, and then there's this kind of like as
Stop
the stitches
breathing.
pull a little
Stop
bit.
breathing.
Tell me how it happens. Like, do you step on a twig, or like what gives you guys up?
There's a little hiss of indrawn breath as he, because it's not like a terrible roll, but there's a bit of a hiss of indrawn breath as he suddenly gets a twinge from his wound. Yeah.
So Bill Belichick here, Billick. He walks over after he drinks his tankard. He downs it in one drink and lets out a big belch and kind of comes over to relieve himself. And as he's kind of standing here, taking a leak, he hears that breath and he kind of parts like a bush with his hand, and he sees like a dwarf beard, and he goes, "Boys, we're not alone!"
And I'll put an arrow in him as soon as I can.
All right, let me get these guys ready for combat. Boom. 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 Combat opening volley, you guys are up.
Well, let's see.
You probably would have your spear, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I'll throw it at lefty.
And these guys, the one with the brown, are kind of like, they have the raggedy clothes, the Easterling clothing on, but their accents are very similar to those thieves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Misses.
Yeah.
Did you target anybody on that?
Yeah, the gray guy in the middle.
Oh, do you have to like click something?
It's weird. What did I click it off? I clicked off of. Oh.
I didn't
combat.
see you.
Yeah, I clicked combat proficiency, not bow under weapon. I clicked bow under combat proficiency.
So that's a 14. So that would just be a 3 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give him the 3 damage.
Oh. Well. Yeah, let's go with the other one. Oh, that still didn't do it anyhow. Eh? Oh, yeah, it says target black. Whatever. Yes, the 3 damage.
They're on us, boys! 2 arms! 2 arms! Let's see, do they have stuff? Let me see. They wouldn't have their bows ready, so that's done with. We're into close combat. Choose your stances and let's go. And I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that, and there.
Oh, could I take that bow shot? Sorry, I wasn't.
You can. Yep.
Let's do that.
I didn't think you had. I forgot you had a bow. Put yourself in. Put yourself in.
I've done it. I mean,
Okay, got it.
so I guess I'll go for this guy. Oh no, not that. Hold on. Let's one go after that. It's bow. Okay. Oh, nearly got a Dolph. Nearly got the Dolph. Yeah, I'm not great with the bow.
A dwarf not great with the bow? Come on.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
He needs a crossbow.
Yeah.
What stance?
So I'm in the... Oh, that's weird. It didn't show up. There we go.
All right, Hamar, you're up.
Yep. I guess I'll just hit this guy right in front of me. He's in the way, so lefty shall be attacked. Let's see what happened to my... There we go. I'm just gonna go normal on this one. Yeah. $19 damage.
Tell me how you kill Lefty.
Yeah, he throws a spear at him, misses. He just runs up behind the spear. The guy gets kind of distracted and he just chops into his hip with his axe. Guy yells out and yelps in pain, and then just his leg just starts gushing blood everywhere.
Benor.
Okay. So Finor's going to try and go for Billick. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, I can just do it from here, can't I? Roll. No. Okay.
A whiff.
Yep. Strike at him, but I'm still I'm busy. What puts me off is I'm trying to get out of the bush without getting peed on. So
Arundel.
Arundel, using this torchlight, is going to what you call it? What's I'm looking for? I'm looking for pair a shot.
All right, so you're up there just like zeroing in on him. Next turn, you're going to get a bonus.
I'm zeroing in on this guy right here.
Nice.
So I'm kind of crouched down on this boulder back here in an elevated position. I pull my bow and the arrow back, and I'm taking my aim.
Black Numenorian soldier. You see him draw this gleaming longsword from its scabbard, and he hefts it over his head with two hands, and he races towards Halmar through the firelight, striking at him.
My parry is +2. I'm guessing because is this the woods? I assume it is.
Yes, it
definitely.
is. Yes, it is.
So
Yes, it is.
I'm just gonna. My parry is normally 16. It would be 18, so he's got to hit 18.
Okay. Let's just see if he hits it.
Whoa.
Ooh, an eye. He's going to... Oh man, he gets to hit 3 of them.
Let's see.
You should get that extra parry.
No, that didn't. 18.
Oh, he already hit through that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
It's not good.
So 23 damage takes me to 3.
All right, apply damages. How much?
And then I get a roll protection test, right?
Yeah, that should be before you were wary. Let me put your stuff back.
Yeah,
to
just put it to 26 and yeah.
26. I'll apply it later.
All right. Well, I'll roll the protection roll. 40. I'm gonna use a hope if you guys don't mind.
No, please
And
do.
you guys remember you have 5 fellowship points, so you guys get 5 hope back at the end of the session among you. And don't
I assume
forget,
that's what he was using when he said hope.
Yeah.
Well, you use it from your pool during the session,
yeah.
and then after this,
Yeah.
or at any time during the session, you can replenish it.
Okay, so I'm using hope. Alright, so roll. Okay.
Right. So you're not wounded.
Okay, then just
Now remember, you can always take if you didn't want to take all that damage, you can do a pushback
How does
where
that
it's
work?
half damage rounded up, but you can't act the next turn.
No, I'll take it. It's not gonna matter. I'm gonna be wary anyway.
Elendil! Oh,
So I'm down to 3. I'll set it. That's fine.
Lorbold the Lucky charges after Halmar.
Oh.
The next one that.
You have to apply this damage, I think.
Oh yeah, I'll apply it real quick. That's 17.
I should be at 3.
Apply damages. There we go. Short sword. Ooh.
3 damage
Did he
makes
make
him
his-
wary? He's not wounded.
Did he get
so-
it? Does he get a protection roll though?
No, he doesn't need to make a protection roll, but
Hmm.
how do you have a load of 23? Oh, you have 2 axes equipped.
Oh, have I done that? Oh,
Yeah.
I know why. Because I wanted it one-handed and two-handed. Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
So your load should be 3, 9,
Well, I've unequipped
11.
one of them.
15, 16. Your load should be 18.
Okay.
Unless I'm
Edit.
missing something here.
6, 8, 12, 15.
Because you still have the
Oh, I
bow
know
on
what
your
it is.
person.
I know what it is. Hold on, that takes it down to 20. The bow I've dropped for now. Yeah, okay, it takes it down to 18.
Okay, yeah, 18. That's what I thought.
Thanks. But as soon as
So
I
you
pick
are-
the bow
you-
up again, I will get. Yeah.
Yeah, you should not be wary. Then you should be good.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, so he rushes forward with just a dented short sword and takes a stab at you, but because your guys are outnumbered and you weren't able to pull off this ambush, you guys are kind of getting pushed back a little bit. Okay, Billick's turn. Billick attacks as well. Another 3 damage. Right, and I have applied that,
Yeah, thank you.
I think. There we go. Now you're wary.
Bear.
And let's see, whose turn is it now? Righty. Righty charges this here, and he's going to try to make an athletics check. His attribute level is 2.
I don't want to be that guy, but doesn't he have to go after the forward stance while there's 2-on-1, 2-on-1 before he goes through for a rearward stance?
Yeah, I think you're right, because I can choose if I outnumber you in a 2-to-1 ratio, which we don't have that anymore. You're right. Yes, he has to go to one of the other ones. I'll go towards him. Finally a miss. And we're back to the top. Halmar, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna attack this guy. Obviously I'm using hope again, because if I don't know if I could hit. Okay. So hope. I guess that's it, huh? Come on, roll some big dice. Nope. I hit.
Yep, you did. Seven's not bad.
I was gonna say that looks like it should have hit.
Yeah, it hit. It hit. What happens? What does it look like?
Yeah, I mean, he's very badly injured. But he just instinctively swings back his axe at the guy, hitting him in the shoulder.
Finor.
Yeah, so Fëanor was preparing his shot against him and sees that Halmar. Oh, Fëanor. I thought you said.
Yeah, it's Finor's turn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's an open stance, yep.
Yeah, so Finor's feeling a bit beleaguered. Is there anything
you can
I
drop
can
your
do?
shield. You can drop your shield. You can drop your helm.
Feels weird that dropping my shield makes me better at defending myself, or is it just it makes me better at attacking?
Yeah,
Both.
it makes you
not wary anymore.
Okay.
It just makes you easier to hit, though. Because you drop your shield, your parry goes down.
Yep.
Yeah. I think my main aim will be to stay alive long enough for the others to polish these guys off. So
At open, you can also, with open stance, you can do rally comrades and rally yourself.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's try that.
In case of success, no, it only affects yourself if you get a success icon. So if you get a Tangwar.
Okay, and is that what in Hearten?
Correct. And then you can pick whoever you want to. Only one hero may rally in the same round. I think that person gets endurance back equal to their heart score or something like that. I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah. 18. Don't think shield makes that much of a difference to my parry, does it?
I don't know. What's its rating? I don't know. It gives you plus something.
Yeah.
If you want to do rally comrades, on a successful roll, all members of the company fighting in forward stance gain 1d. It doesn't help your endurance like it did in the old system. In the old system, I feel like it did. On a successful
Okay.
roll, all members in the company fighting in forward stance gain 1d on their attack rolls in the following round. If the roll produces a single success icon, then also those fighting in open stance get the same bonus. If you get 2 Tengwars, everybody gets it. That's fighting in close combat, so everybody except the bowman.
Okay, now I'm gonna drop my shield and attack my axe two-handed on this guy and just trying to finish him. Billick's uninjured though, isn't he?
He's not, but if you hit these guys, they're going down.
Okay, let's do it. Let's try it. Hey.
Eh.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a heavy blow. Nice.
What's it look like as you kill Bellic?
Yeah, so wincing in pain, Finor drops his shield off his arm, and then as Billick's eye flicks down to the shield dropping, he just shifts his grip on the axe and then buries it into Billick's neck, almost severing his head.
Aaron Duel.
And then he looks across at the other guy and goes, "Come on then, let's be having you."
Well, seeing that guy drop in front of Fëanor and seeing the clash, the one that Halmar had in front of him, saw Halmar take that huge blow. He finally locks on to his target, and like in slow motion, his hand next to his face as he has his bow pulled all the way back, the string next to his face, and he lets go.
$13.
Nice.
Apply damages is enough.
Nice.
0. Oh! What's it look like?
Yeah, right after he, bodied Halmar, this bow goes flying through the air, that torchlight glinting off of its tail feather as it strikes the soldier right in the side of the neck in front of Halmar. And he just kind of lets out a gurgle and a choke before crumpling down to the ground.
Lorball the Lucky, they both have Craven boys, so they're both going to flee unless they're stopped. Ah, no! They killed the Easterling! They killed the Easterling! They both try to run away. What do you guys do? They're going to run down this path here.
Okay.
I think Halmar would give chase, honestly.
You'll kill him?
I think he would. He's kind of in like a battle rage almost. He's just been very badly hurt. He would.
That's fair.
What's that big dice doing spinning? Can you guys see that?
Yeah, it's like is the game paused? Is the Foundry?
So I targeted this one as he started running, and I fired at him.
Y'all shoot him in the back? He's running away.
Well, I'm not considering it shooting him in the back. I'm shooting him in the side.
Okay, I won't give you a shadow point. It's fine. Okay.
I'm shooting him in the side, and knowing that by taking them out here, we're saving lives. They can't go back to the village. They can't take retribution out on anyone else. They can't enslave anyone else. They can't gear up and come after us. It's the prudent thing to do.
You're only removing the violent ones? Is that what you're telling me?
The violent ones.
Shoot them.
So I got a great success.
That's going to kill him. Sure. You have to click something, maybe.
I don't know. I used the combat thing, and
Yeah,
that's all it
there
did.
should be one that pops up.
Mm.
All right, whatever. What did you say? Kill him. What's that look like?
Nothing popped up. Yeah, as he took off running, I knew the story the old man and his son told us about the village being raided, the memory of those collars and chains from slavers. All of that goes through my mind as I see him start to take off, and I know that him getting away will likely be the downfall to more innocence. So I can't allow that to happen. And with that in my mind, I let the arrow go, and it also hits him in the side of the ribs as he drops.
He falls face first into the dirt. Finner, are you going to take a shot at this guy, or anybody going to take a shot at Righty as he's fleeing?
I don't really have anything to shoot him with.
I think I can. Yeah, I'll give him a shot. We had been thinking about, was it safe to let these bandits go? And we decided it was safe to let them go. But these guys, I'm very much on the same line as Arendelle. These they were happily laughing about killing people. So yeah, it's not something we can do. Okay, I'm terrible with a bow, but I'm going to give it a go. Where is it? So I need to pick it up. I'm going to drop my axe and pick up my bow. Darn. Weary. I'm going to miss this. No.
If you make an athletics, I'll let you chase him down, Halmar.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. Might be
I'm
tough.
happy for you to use hope, if that helps.
I don't know. I've already used a ton of hope this session.
Okay.
I am pretty good at athletics, so let's just see what happens.
But that's what the fellowship points are for, though, right? To add like a 1d if you need it. Has anyone been using fellowship points?
No,
they return your
fellowship-
hope at the end. That's what
return your hope.
Well, I got a Dolph, so.
Well, it looks like as you chase him down and hack him to pieces.
Yeah, they're like running, looking over their shoulder.
Or chase them down and restrain him.
I don't think so. One's running. He looks over his shoulder. I'm gaining on him. Halmar is bleeding. His pant leg is completely soaked and sticking to his leg. And the guy is just too slow. He trips, falls to the ground, and Halmar just comes down right across his spine in the back. And the guy goes, ah! And just like wiggles in the dirt before he expires.
And as the air clears, there's a metallic smell of blood in the air as two of the three of you are very, very badly beaten. But the silence kind of descends down upon the down upon the woods as things kind of just come back to normal.
And Finor kind of staggers over to this log and kind of sits down heavily, kind of his shield's still on the ground, his axe is on the ground. He kind of drops his bow and kind of sits down there and just tries to catch his breath.
And Underwell will come down off of the boulder, and he'll look down the two different pathways. He'll take a step this way, and he'll look down further and down that pathway before he makes his way back to the other two. Are you okay, both of you?
I've been better, but I'll live.
Halmar looks down at his leg and, not sure. We shouldn't stay around here, though. We're out in the open. Need to get to the village. Good shot, by the way.
Yes, it's... I wish I had taken the shot sooner. Maybe you would not have been so injured. I apologize.
It's war. Things happen.
Well, looking at the map, the village is barely a mile off. While you two are injured, dressing your wounds, looking out for the horses that we left behind just a little while back, maybe I should sneak forward about that mile, take a look at the village, see how heavily armed it is, if there's anyone still there, anyone that could confront us or cause trouble. And then I could come back and relay that information to the both of you, and hopefully you'll both be feeling a little better by then. Or at least your wounds dressed and the horses brought back up.
He looks to Fëanor and shrugs.
Yeah, Fëanor says, I'm not really in much position to go anywhere, so... And he kind of looks across the window and says, let's go with your plan, lad.
And Underwill is already nodding his head. Yes, very well. I think this is the right thing to do. And he looks over at the guy he shot in the neck. And he closes his eyes squeamishly and yanks his arrow back out. And he looks at it and flicks it to flick the blood off. Rubs it in the grass and on a bush. And slides the arrow back into his quiver. He looks at you two. And he sighs. Please be safe. And he pulls the hood of his cloak up as he starts heading through the gate and heading towards the village to see what kind of information, what kind of intel he can get to bring back to these two while they're taking care of their injuries and grabbing the horses.
As you make your way down the path and through the forest, you leave your friends behind. And you see smoke rising over the trees into the sunny sky. At this point, the sun is starting to sink into the west, setting bright rays of orange and red across the water as you kind of descend the hill down towards the coast and towards the fishing village. Oddly, Arundel, you see small dots of humans along the beach. They don't seem to be dressed in Easterling garb or anything else. They seem to be villagers. And whether they hid during the attack and now are coming down from the highlands, it's hard to say. But sometimes in times of desperation, even the smallest of people find a way to survive, and it seems that they have kind of wormed their way back in. There's only one boat left in the harbor that you can see. All the others have been burned or have set sail for Himring. Perhaps this was the small vessel meant for those thugs that you just dispatched. But from what you can see, Arundel, there's just dots of people kind of trying to gather what's left of the wreckage of their lives down there on the beach.
As the sun's setting during the golden hour, at Underwill, hidden up on a hill, looking down at the village, seeing the smoldering in the homes and people walking about, picking up the trash and the remains of what livelihoods they had before they were attacked. noticing the boat and then watching the sunlight come off the water, he sits there for just a beat, thinking, the humans are amazing and this world is meant for them. But sometimes I do not know why. As he looks at the houses that used to have life in it, smoking and cinders kind of flying up into the air. I know their quality is good and can be redeemed. And he takes a deep breath, shaking his head, as he turns around to head back to the other two to let them know what he found out. He comes creeping along the path, making sure everything is still good. As soon as he catches sight of them, I'm assuming they brought the horses up by now. Oh. I've been to the village. The man was correct. It looks as though it was attacked. There are homes that are smoldering, smoke going up into the air. There are people meandering about along the shoreline within the village. It looks like they are trying to repair already. For such a devastating attack, at least their spirit is still intact, and they know nothing else but to rebuild immediately. It's impressive. But I did not see soldiers. I did not see brigands. I did not see any mention of the slavers the old man and his son talked about. But I did see a boat. I think if we make our way down there, if you two still have heart for it, we can use that boat.
Seems like that's our best option.
Let's get on with it then.
We're both in a bad way. It's a shame there's nowhere better to rest up. Oh well. No use for that, though.
I think for once I will use the horse as a mount. He kind of tries to climb up on top of his horse.
Yeah, and Enduil gives a little whistle. Pheloth, here. And Pheloth walks up, Enduil swings himself up onto the horse. Well, we can make our way to the village and possibly stay there. They might have food, medical supplies. I know they were attacked and they might need everything they have right now, but we won't know unless we go. And they could possibly need our help as well.
Before we get, we should search these, see if they have anything of use.
And Enduil looks down at Finor, who's still standing on the ground.
Yep.
When Halmar says, search these guys.
And Finor sort of, and he looks tired. Right, okay. And he kind of makes his way over, wincing with every step and kind of blood on his armor. And he'll search them.
If you search the Black Numenorian, you're certainly going to find some foreign armor and a brilliantly made longsword from far, far east from here. It's unclear if you know exactly where this from, but I'm guessing you would probably surmised based on your assessment of Galos the Bold and what he's up to. The other ones just have rags on, kind of similar to the bandits.
So yeah, I'll pass it on to the others I'm not particularly inclined to take any of it, but if anyone wants anything.
I mean, I'll take the long sword and the armor. I mean, maybe.
Let's see what
I
he,
mean,
let me see what he has. I don't think they probably even have armor and stuff.
oh, I was just talking about the main guy.
Yeah, the main guy. Look here. So the boss round, Black Numenorian Soldier. Yeah, the only thing you'll be able to get, otherwise, just like, chainmail stuff you already have.
Mm-hmm.
But if you would like to take the long sword, oh, he has a great bow.
Oh.
Yeah, so the great bow probably is unstrung, and it's probably like sitting over here leaning against like these barrels, right? Because they're just like on guard. He didn't have it with him. That's why they didn't volley at you guys. So you would probably see that. So if you would like that.
Yeah, as Finor is searching, these guys over here out of the corner of his eye, and Enduil sees that bow sitting against the barrel over here. And he walks up and he picks it up and he holds it in both hands and he feels the weight of it and he looks it up and down the length of it. And nods his head and he turns back around and brings it back to the horse and attaches it to the side of his horse before climbing back up on the horse.
Those items are now in your inventory. If there's nothing else, we'll probably head to the fishing village and call it a night.
Yep, sounds good. Finor stubbornly refuses to get on the horse. Yeah, he makes his way down, wincing with every step, blood kind of oozing out from under his armor.
And as they're making their way down, Edmund will look down at Finor. Does the wincing help you feel better, Master Dwarf?
It's not really a choice. It's just the pain, lad.
Do you think it would be as painful were you being carried by that beast?
No, I think that would be more. It looks like it's jolting the hell out of Halmar.
Omar just grunts. He's definitely not in the mood to talk.
And as you crest the hill and go down towards the beach, the sun sets down into the water, and all the villagers down trying to recover from the tragedy that has destroyed their lives kind of look up at you. And they're perplexed why a man and a dwarf and an elf would visit them after their entire livelihood has been ravaged. And we'll call it a day.
Sweet.
Ooh. Did you say wait?
I said sweet.
Oh, sweet. I said wait. That was a good one. Thanks, Bo.
My pleasure. All right, now let's use those fellowship points.
Yeah. Well, I used a shit ton of hope.
You're at 7 out of 12. Let me
Yeah.
report of player characters.
Yeah, I don't need to use any. I'm still good.
All right, let me hand out some experience.
I
And
used some
essentially
hope,
experience.
but I got a couple hope back when we saw that thing on our travels. Glorious sight.
I'm guessing you guys are going to do a prolonged rest as you spend the night in the fishing village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your endurance goes back to max.
Max? Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay.
It's endurance. It's not wounds. It's
Yeah.
that's what I like about this. It's your will to fight and your energy and
You're just catching your breath.
the wounds are the really things that matter. But I like too how like if you do carry a heavy load, it certainly affects you.
Mm.
So you guys can put your endurance back, and then we have 5 fellowship points to work with. I'm gonna stop my recording.
Okay, I'll stop mine too. What? So question: the